Okay, this right here is an RTX 3080 Hydro Copper from EVGA. It actually belongs to one of my moderators from my Twitch stream and our YouTube stream whenever those come back, which they will, I promise, I swear to God, it's just been a busy quarter. Anyway, he actually asked me if I could fix this card for him. Actually, take that back. He showed me what happened to the card and asked if I could fix it. I said, I will sure as heck give it a try. It's been a minute because he gave it to me at LTX 2023. But anyway, he cracked the block right there. And today we're gonna see if we can fix that. The all-new Frame 4000D PC chassis from Corsair features a revolutionary frame system giving new meaning to the word customization. With features like removable and interchangeable front USB module, motherboard tray, and mid plates, your system can now grow to meet your current and future needs. The front 3D wide pattern airflow panel offers minimal restriction, while dual 360mm radiator support make the Frame 4000D extremely water cooling friendly with closed and open water cooling loops. Modern graphics cards are bigger and heavier than ever, which is why every 4000D comes with an included GPU anti-sag stabilization arm, because nothing is sadder than a sagging GPU. To see the full feature list of the new Frame 4000D PC chassis from Corsair, follow the link in the description below. Okay, so first things first is I'm going to use my little pressure sensor or pressure tester right here to show you that it absolutely does not hold air. You actually hear it coming out. Usually, with this being just the block, it'd be like 1, 2, 3 pumps and it'd be full. So the air is, the air is coming out through that crack right there. I don't know how well you can see it. I'll get Phil to get a close-up shot of it. But I can tell you exactly what happened and why it happened. This block, like the terminal right here, is made of plastic, not like a traditional like palm material or acetal or a thicker, denser petroleum-based product. It's a fairly thin, like injection molded type plastic. And for whatever reason, he seems to have tightened the absolute shit out of it enough to where it actually split, because the fittings are actually tapered. They have a slight taper to them, and it eventually had to give. This side one right here is also over torqued. I don't know if you can tell, because if you look at the plastic, you can see it sort of like pushing in. And this isn't even the fitting right here that's cracked, but you can see this, it's warped and like pushing the wrong way because it's way too over tightened. I don't know why they use so much force to tighten this. There's O-rings in there. You don't have to go crazy to tighten it. You just have to make sure the O-ring is snug down and that's it. So what we're gonna do today is see if I can fix it. If not, I guess the only other, it's also bowed. The whole card's like, it's like, I don't think I've ever seen this before. So this fitting right here isn't too tight. Everything that's all right there. I'm just taking all these fittings off for now. Jeez. Okay, that's unnecessary. Okay, let's see how tight this one is. This one shouldn't be that tight because it's split. Okay. Why are these so tight? Doesn't make any sense. Okay, so what I'm hoping to do today, okay, if you look down through that angle, how you can kind of see through both, that's why you don't over tighten these. There's not a lot of plastic right there. And as you can see, you put too much force on those threads, that will push, the O-ring will hit the bottom and then push out. And it doesn't take a lot of force to get this plastic to crack. We are gonna be trying the old JB weld method. So this is the clear weld. It's the same stuff I actually used when the Corsair block had an issue where it would leak in the middle, because they only had 2 screws holding it down and not a third one in the middle, which pretty much all terminals need, in my opinion. I used this same stuff to basically silicone it all in the middle and then tighten it down, and it should work. But I have a feeling one of these, because that's completely split open right there. I have a feeling though that one of these ports is not going to be usable anymore once I'm done, simply because I'm going to have to JB weld it up and then let the fitting itself also be the thing keeping it in place and sealed. So I'm going to go ahead and disassemble the block because I'm really curious now how that terminal's held on, and I think it will be best to work on that terminal independent of it being on the card, especially since I'm going to be dealing with the silicone, because this is still a usable card. Worst case scenario, he would have to just buy an aftermarket water block for it, or find somebody online that's selling a stock air cooler because they've upgraded it to an air cooler or something, or to a water block. You know, to be fair, it's probably not a bad idea to repaste this and everything while we're at it. So probably a good thing to go ahead and tear it apart and separate. And separate. And separate. Dude. There we go. You don't want to flex the board too far because you can crack stuff, you know? Okay, so there we go. I'm no closer to figuring out how that comes off than I was a moment ago, to be honest. Slowly figuring this out. That one doesn't really fit. Oh, wait, there we go. There we go. I'll probably never get this back in there, by the way. So, there. Okay, RGB's out. I'll probably never get that back in. Look at that tiny little plug right there. It actually screws in right in the very center of the block, right in there.
Oh, jeez.
Because it lights up this strip, and then the cable goes to the other, like one that plugs into the actual PCB of the card. That's so that the card and EVGA Precision can still control the RGB on this, that's why. But we have several screws that look like they could be holding down this terminal now, but for sure, the 2 big bolts, and ew, there's so much dust on my fingers now. The 2 big bolts and the 2 small screws. Now that I've gone through all that, I can see if I can fix this. Now the cool thing is, I should be able to just epoxy that up real good, throw the fittings in it, and then C-clamp that down. At least I'm gonna try that, but first I need to wash this because it should be clean for this process. So as you can see right there, there's the clean crack all the way through, so that's why it leaks right there. So I'm gonna be trying to fill in that crack. Or fill in Phil's crack.
No, no.
Anyway, I'm gonna be trying to fill it in as much as possible. Then I will be taking the C-clamps and clamping it down and putting as much force on there as possible, as straight as possible, because what I was kind of checking right now is if I clamp it down, yes, it does actually bring those completely back together. What I'll probably do, honestly, while it's curing, is I'll probably throw one of these fittings in there. And then I'll tell him like, yeah, because as I tighten down the fittings, it starts to spread that crack back out. You know what I mean, Phil? I'm honestly feeling like I need to just seal it up, like, and tell him, look, you no longer have fitting options. You now have that option only because you done fucked the other ones. So let's see here. I love the 2-part stuff because it automatically just ratios itself. I only have 5 minutes to work with this. It's not gonna be the prettiest looking thing. It smells like butt. Like I don't know how else to describe it.
I do, yeah, I'm kind of getting a whiff of it now.
It smells like butt. It really does. Okay.
Oh, dude, yeah.
It smells like ass, like when you walk into a porta potty.
Yeah.
It's like, why? Oh, shit.
Oh.
It smells like ass, right? There. Okay. Give that like an hour, like it said. All right, think we're good. Oh, I did glue to it a little bit. Well, that's the prettiest looking thing. I don't think I should try and take the fittings out, if you don't know the truth. Yeah, the fittings they're glued into place now.
They are, yeah. They are
which is kind of what I wanted. All right, so I gotta put this back together now and see if it'll hold air. I feel like 65, 35, almost said 65, 45. I feel like 65, 35 it's gonna work. Because we've done this before, like we did it with the Corsair block, but I never had to fix a crack. I just had to seal a gap. Well, I also think if I take the RGB strip out entirely right here, because it's just screwed down, then I'll be able to actually access it. Oh, look at that.
Nice.
Look at that. Braining. Okay, there we go. That was taped down like right there. I probably should have put that on first. Because damn it.
Just take scissors. Just take scissors and cut the...
Yeah, because that's not turning very well. There we go. Ta-da!
Nice.
You'll never even know because it'll blend into the existing crack. And the epoxy that's all over the place right there. Okay, so let's cap it off. This has to be his either is in or is out. The nice thing about this block is it doesn't matter which is in and which is out. It just goes through the block straight. So, okay. Snug, stop. That's how you do it. Stop. It's not like before I had to use freaking like muscle to undo the fitting. Like that's not the way it should be.
What, 80 foot-pounds isn't the proper torque
Yeah.
for a water cooling plug?
Done and stop. Like feeling the way this feels, I can't imagine how much pressure it actually took to crack that thing. Okay, here we go.
Hey!
I said it would take 3 pumps to get to the green. Okay, 4. Ooh, it's at the top. Dude, it's holding, huh? It's not going down. All right, moment of truth. So the epoxy side is actually on that side right there. So we'll just do that. Sure. Okay, here we go.
Yay!
This is the most pointless video ever. Because literally anyone could be like, Jay, that the epoxy is doing exactly what epoxy does, is get hard. Call me epoxy. All right, I said if this worked, I was gonna do something. Yeah,
Nice.
Now it's used. There we go. So pretty simple, easy video. Took me a few hours to do. Actually, it took me a year and 7 months to do. No more than that, because it was July of 2023. To be honest, I forgot about it. I forgot we had this. And I think a couple times he was like, hey, Jay, are you gonna look at that GPU? I'm like, oh yeah, I promise I'll get to it. Well, there we go. It's usable now. The problem is the epoxy is shiny, so it always looks like it's kind of leaking because it's all shiny right there. But I'll have to make sure he knows, don't take those fittings out because I can't guarantee it will seal again once you do, because I have to assume that it's gotten on the O-rings and stuff too on the fitting, so it could damage them when we take it off, could spin it, could cut it, all kinds of things. Never underestimate the power of epoxy. There you go, done. I can let him get his card now, and now he has a 3080 that works again, which is clearly no slouch. And if it hadn't, at least I had the air cooler to put on here if I needed to. And no, you can't have the air cooler. That only would have been if this didn't work. And it works now, I want the air cooler, so. All right, guys, thanks for watching. As always, we'll see you in the next one. One more EVGA card, restored, revived, reworking.
Saved from the grave.
Yes, now I gotta take this over here and dump it.